everyone. Welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn, the Instagram Live podcast where I sit by my window and chat with very interesting people. Today's guest is Matthew Karzis. I realized, oh my gosh, I didn't even write it correctly. I'm just very excited. I've also decided today, being the final Window Chat of 2022, should be a holiday edition. So I whipped out my ugly Christmas sweater, which is actually an ugly physiotherapy Christmas sweater, because it says PT. And then they're doing weird stuff to each other on the table here, which could be therapy or could be questionable. But that's what makes it fun. And well, I like that Matt and I were having a chat before on what we should wear. And I'm very excited to see what he is wearing. So it's happening. Inviting you in. And da-da. Here we go. It'll work. Maybe it won't. Oh my God! Oh, okay.
Just a basic gray sweater, you know.
You're also sideways. I've never seen that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. So you said to go horizontal. Okay, so it needs to be like this.
Vertical. Did I say horizontal?
You probably said vertical. Okay, I need to rethink this. Okay, give me 1 second. This is the fun part about it being live. Okay.
It does make it more exciting, right? Because anyone can talk to another individual, but not knowing what to expect, not knowing how you're going to appear on screen. Oh, it's magic. This is, I'm challenging your improv skills. You're welcome. My gift to you.
Here, so everyone, this is my ceiling.
Hi, ceiling.
Hi, ceiling. How are you?
Yeah, right. It looks great.
And now, okay, now I'm back. Okay, we're good.
You're good? Okay. Feel centered. Namaste.
Okay. Well, okay. So let me see the. I
went full on holiday sweater.
Yeah.
I know. Okay. I can see. I did the PT, and then this is my ugly Christmas sweater physio version.
Physio version. Okay. Yeah.
I should get one. I realize it's the bad Jew in me, but it feels so weird paying for an ugly sweater. I can't wrap my head around this. So.
Yeah, I'm just generally not a costume or festive clothing person. I just think that's
why your character in the movie doesn't wear clothes. I get it. Yeah. Completely naked. Get excited for Boy City. There's full nudity. I should preface. Okay, so we are going to be promoting your movie Boy City. Yeah. I have not seen it. I've seen the trailer. We chatted a bit about it, but you didn't want to give away spoilers. So I'm going to be making up a lot of random shit about the movie, which I am very excited for.
Look, listen, if anything, I'm just deciding to let you say whatever you need to say, and I will either dispute or not dispute it. But yes, there is a big spoiler element to the film. So that's not just a tease, that's a fact about what the movie is. So but we can dance around it, and I'm actually, Robyn, I think you should play a little bit of a guessing game as to what that spoiler may be, and we'll see. We'll see how close you are.
Is the spoiler related to? Because I looked at the IMDb page and it does say spoiler alert. Now, that to me gave something away. So I don't know if you're aware that there is a spoiler alert on IMDb. I find random things. So
okay,
there is a spoiler alert. Okay.
Okay. Well, let's preserve that for now, and we'll see where we get to with things. But it's really exciting. It's a really exciting time. Just now we're going to be able to finally share the movie. It will be available on demand and via digital rental through iTunes and YouTube and all the other avenues. And then we have a screening next week, which I am very excited. Yes, someone with the initials R&D. Hey, research and development. Robyn, you have your ticket, I assume.
Oh my God, I know.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm going to be in the front row. I believe you needed hecklers for the film.
Yeah.
So I was told to bring your A game, lots of hate, and just yell at the screen. So I'm going to reserve the whole front row for people that just want to yell and hate things. I think that's helpful. I really.
Oh my gosh! If this wasn't live, I would bail right now. No, I'm kidding. Oh, yeah. Feel free feel free. I'm gonna put you in like my direct sight line. So if you do have like any type of produce or anything you want to toss at me, feel free to. I can handle it. I can take it. But no, this is so exciting. Thank you for having me. This is hilarious to do this live. I've never done anything like
it's
this.
It's really fun.
Instagram.
I know you're getting a lot of love in the chat. I don't know if you've noticed. People there's fire signs and love for you. It's very warming.
Ooh.
It's very,
cool.
The fire symbol, which could mean they know that you're on fire and I'm concerned, or you're hot. But like, are you hot, like menopausal hot? I always have questions about emojis. So I think you are premenopausal, so I think you're okay.
I haven't crossed that bridge yet.
Haven't gone through the change. Noted.
Haven't gone through the change yet. No, but oh God, we are. How many minutes in? We're off the rails here.
I told you this would be weird. I think that's what I just say now. Like, guys, we'll talk about the movie eventually. We'll see.
Well, so you and I have worked together very briefly, but it was a lovely day. And I
very much enjoyed that day.
It
was a weird experience
too.
It was weird because I didn't understand what was happening, but I also love Sean. So anytime he's doing a project, I'll say yes.
Yeah, Sean is.
But there was a lot of Sean Cisterna, the director of Boy City. We're going to talk about the film. It's happening.
Okay.
We're going to slip things in. Yeah.
Okay.
Is he not the director? Oh no, did I say it wrong?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. No, he's the director. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. My pre-reading of like.
That was a good intro for us because it was a, who is aware of how much of what's a polite way to say it? How like crazy this project that we were working on was, and what is it versus what it wasn't. It was. But
I think what I shared with you, I loved, like, because I was going in for the day, I was a reporter, it was fun. And then I love seeing, it is a Lucky 7 reunion. Yeah, okay. But I love seeing what I thought it was versus the end product. And I'm like, I didn't know I could have been funnier. And so from that, I am going to be, and just like, going to give a little oomph to my character next time. But maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Okay.
Well, that was a moment for me where I like actually realized how old I am because I was playing like the uncle of like a 14 or 15-year-old girl, and I was like the old, and a lot of the jokes were like, oh, look at this bumbling dumb old guy, and that kind of carried over like off, because a lot of the time it was just me and this group of very enthusiastic young girls between the ages of 12 and like 15, and so that was like a big
enthusiastic
moment.
That's a good word. Enthusiastic.
That was a big moment. So that kind of dovetails into the Boy City thing, because it was like, okay, well, am I old or am I not young anymore? And how does, because the premise of the film is that it's about a group of guys in their mid to late 30s who are still like earnestly trying to make it in pop music as a boy band, and how that is a very misguided adventure for them, and deals with a lot of deals with the theme of transitioning from youth to like youth into middle-aged, and are you like, because these girls would throw references and things I had no idea what they were talking about, and nothing ages you more than that. So it did make me feel like, okay, have I passed my I'm like a cool person threshold now, and are my tastes and my favorite music, movies, all this stuff, like, are these things that the youth of today even know? So yeah, so we should have
done a trigger warning before this chat. We really should have done a trigger warning. You might feel old when you watch this chat, and it's for me, what gets me when I talk to the youngins is the new slang, because I go, what is this word? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, please explain this. No, that's not a word. You're ruining the English language. I get like very grandma of, what have you done to my words? Like, it's very weird. But and then they never talk to me again. So
what have you done to my words? Yeah. What have you done to my precious language? Yeah, no, So yeah, anyway, that's kind of that was a fun experience. So yeah, we had fun that day. We had fun in our pre-chat, and we're off to a fantastic start so far.
Well,
Yeah.
the pre-chat was the chat, and that's why I really struggle with having a pre-chat, because I know it's going to turn into a chat,
Yeah.
and then I go, what am I going to talk to him about? I already spoke to him, but we didn't record it, so we will have the exact same conversation recorded. There you go. And
all right.
And here we are. And people are still watching, and people are writing comments, and yes, and we've made it to the upper echelon of the chat. I don't know what that meant. It sounded cool.
I'll buy it. Yeah, we're into. So, so Robyn, what do you want to chat about while you're sitting by your window here?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for asking that. Now, I was going to I mean, it's really hard because I have ideas, but then I see you with the gray sweater and the gray background, and all I think of is you made the choice to be a floating head. So I have ideas.
It's a chalk wall. So I actually tried to draw a little thing on it. And so it's black. It's like supposed to be black, but
you should have drawn a window because it's chalk, and you'd be like, I'm by my window too. Okay.
Yeah, I actually wanted to do that, but I have neither the artistic skill nor the patience for that. So I was like, nah, I'll just forget it. And
you could just say you didn't care. It's fine. I picked up on it. I don't give a shit about your window chat, Robyn.
There's nothing I care more about, Robyn, with Christmas happening literally on Sunday than this chat. This is the highlight for me. So please, anything you want. What do you need from me? I will deliver for Window Chats with Robyn. Like let's just make this about you.
I love how you're gonna make it about me when we're really just want to promote your film. But sure, let's make it about me. Why was I not in the film? I always joke about that. Like, tell me why you didn't I didn't even get an audition. But that's fair. It was a union project, so I'm gonna go with that. Let's go with that. And then we keep it. He just forgot about me after Lucky 7. He got famous, and he's like, I don't need to Robyn. He's a one-day player, whatever. So that's why we don't make it about me. And move on to Boy City.
You're on your own.
Hey, funny. I'm funny in my head. I really am. Sometimes to my husband. Or maybe it's a forced chuckle to save the marriage. I really don't know.
Wow. Okay. But tell me more about this forced marriage. Let's talk about the film. So my question, I always love understanding why you chose names. So when I hear the name Boy City, I picture something different than a boy band. Right. And I was going to share it, but then it's really weird and debatably cancelable. So why Boy City? Well, it's funny. I was telling some people I was just meeting the title of the film, and one of the women was like, "Oh, I picture like a city that's governed, by 8 to 10-year-old children, and it's like a town run by boys," which was an interesting take on it. But I don't know, it's just something there's something about Boy City that felt like an appropriately cheesy name for a boy band at that time. There was O-Town, and there's a lot of references to this, there's Backstreet Boys, O-Town, and these different things. So I don't know. It wasn't. Yeah, that's it. That's a classic. It is literally just that's the move, and then you could do the no strings attached thing. But no, it just honestly there was no rhyme or reason to it. There you go. See, you know what's up.
I got it. I know the move.
Yeah.
See, you should have cast me. Okay.
Yeah. Gender, non-gender specific boy band.
I identify as a child.
Right. Yeah. So no, there was no really rhyme or reason for it. It was just kind of the first thing that came to mind. I thought it had a nice, succinct, silly ring to it, and yeah, I mean that was kind of the most fun component of this entire project was the fact that we did literally get to pretend to be a boy band. We recorded 6 original songs. We got to learn some choreography, and the best part of that was there was no expectation that we were any good, because the band itself is not necessarily age appropriate to be a boy band, or B, talented enough to be a boy band. But the music in the film is really, really awesome. Our composer, Nice Mark, shout out to my boy Nice Mark. He I just aged myself right there by doing that. Like, shout out to my boy,
You
Nice
gotta
Mark.
go like this so they really hear you. You
Oh,
gotta
is that
shout it.
is that what you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's how it works.
So yeah.
And then he goes, "Oh, I got a shout out." You know,
right,
wherever
yeah,
he is
hear it.
in the world.
This means they hear it. So if I'm like,
yeah, you gotta put the
like,
hands in front,
Yeah,
covering
yeah,
the really
Yeah, it's
project
like-
it out into
yeah.
the internet. Then
Yeah.
their internet picks up they get
Yeah.
a notification on their phone. Apple.
Yeah, it's like like Florence Pugh date me, or Bank of Canada
And next thing you know,
deposit hundreds of thousands of dollars into my account, and it just happens. So, all right, Robyn, I'm learning.
Florence Pugh.
Here.
Okay, that was now we know a little more about you.
That's
That's
the first one that came to mind. I could people like anytime I get asked that question, it's like, who is your celebrity crush on? Like, I can name like 100 people off the top of my head. So I don't know why that one came to mind. I think it was because I just saw the thumbnail or in the queue for that movie that they just made, the Harry Styles thing with like all the drama.
Yeah,
or
that
whatever,
one that's
and
not controversial at all. Of course, yes.
It was not supposed to be very good either.
Yeah,
so
it's like
anyway,
practically a Disney movie. It was okay.
You saw it?
But I think we should spend. I did because I was curious. But I think we should spend the rest of the chat talking about the other 100 celebrity crushes you have. And just go ahead. We have one. Let's keep naming them.
Let's keep going.
And
let's just keep naming them. And yeah. Let's not. Let's just we'll save that for the end.
Okay, that's the big finale. That's the big finale.
That is the big finale. I'll try to name off 10. We'll start at 10. We'll see.
You don't have.
Goes, but
no, you know what? Honestly, I hate that question. Like, who's your celebrity crush? Because especially if I'm like, wait, what does that mean? Like, what if it doesn't even look like someone like my husband? And then like he's gonna get in his head, and that's rude.
See, this is
that's a relationship killer right there.
This is the advantage of being of not having a husband or partner. I can name whoever I want, and then I can do this move and manifest them.
I don't know what I mean. I think there's an age limit too, because what if I start naming like celebrity kids? That's debatably concerning. You know, like how
I don't know if there's much. I don't know if there's much debate if if the word children is involved.
No, like these 15-year-olds, they look like they're 20, so it's a question. It's
oh my god. No, I'm not touching that. Yeah, so Boy City.
Holiday edition. This is not coffee. This is
exactly.
started early. No.
So yeah, we did. There are 6 original songs that we got to record in the movie, and yeah, we got to pretend to be a real boy band, and despite the apparent lack of talent that a lot of us had, our composer did such a great job crafting these songs that I actually think they're kind of good, like in a unintentional way. Like they're quite catchy, despite the fact that for example, like I don't really sing, so I made myself the rapper of the group, which felt like a reasonable thing to do. But yeah, it's
so you don't sing, and you wrote this knowing you would sing.
I knew that I might be called upon to sing, but I then was like, I will couch that with the rap element just to be able to protect myself from exposing the unpleasant pipe and the unpleasant pipes within my voice. So, but no, and I think the cool thing about the movie is it's very nostalgic for that period of time, like in the late 90s, early 2000s. But the cool thing about boy bands is they've kind of been around forever, like, since you can go back all the way to the 1950s.
Yeah, like World War I, boy bands.
Yeah, right, exactly, yeah. What was your favorite one of those? Because you're an aficionado, Robyn. Tell us, your favorite.
Oh, that's mean. I'm the person that didn't know what a boy band was. Like, I didn't like things when they were cool. So it was childhood was hard for me. I'm like, I don't understand the appeal. I like them now. I just did not get them as a child. I didn't get the notion of putting up posters on your wall and thinking everyone was so great. Like, it's just a human, so I just really couldn't wrap my head around it. I was an adult in a child's body. So it was fun. It was good.
I would have loved to meet, like, 10, 12-year-old Robyn who's just like berating people for like, you know, having fun, or you know, like were you was it like was it a were you that type of person? Like was it like slow down, like don't play there, like were you that type of older?
I mean, I don't know.
Or were you like, I'm
it depends on the day.
in the New Republic's article on the economic upheaval of the like, was that your vibe? Like explain, tell us.
No, but how cool would that have been if that was my vibe?
If you were like a genius.
Wait. Okay, we're gonna get back to me because we have a question from Sam Vite. Can you rap something from the movie? And I love that question, and I'm deflecting my question. So can you rap?
Well,
is that too much? Are we giving away too much?
Considering who that question came from, which is someone who is who's there, who I'm no, they're not.
Oh, Sam, did you not get to audition either? We'll talk offline. It's very upsetting.
Although no, Sam played it. So Sam is my cousin, and she played a very crucial role in the film because she actually helped me apply the fake tattoos that I'm wearing throughout the movie. So there's many
tattoos.
There's a bunch of tattoos. Yeah, that was also something. They're like, you know, like I can't defend that. Like I wrote the movie and was like, yeah, I'm just gonna have a bunch of fake tattoos and have my shirt off a bunch. You know, again, these are all choices we make, Robyn, for the creative good. But
you say that. I would never write something where I'm like, I'm going to be naked. No, thank you. I'm going to be the fully clothed one in everything. Going back to childhood me, I'm going to be talking to people to put their clothes on. Young man, your shirt is off.
I'm first of all, like we're gonna shoot a summertime thing, and you're gonna be wearing a full snowsuit. That's happening. And second of all, to everyone.
And I will be cold.
To my beautiful cousin and to anyone else asking, there will be no rapping today. That's just
okay. That's why you have to go to the Royal next Wednesday.
There you go.
At 7 p.m. and see the movie that we are talking about, Boy City.
She's good, guys. She's very good.
I told you I'd work it in eventually. There we go. We said it. Now we're done. Chat over. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Yeah. So anyway, we will have the music available on Spotify very shortly, which is exciting. And yeah.
Oh my goodness! Can you please have CDs and autograph them? Oh yes. Let's discuss merch. I want Boy City merch. So
yeah.
Yeah.
What would you? Okay. So then what should we be looking at? Like what type of merch?
So I definitely want, even though I wouldn't, again, childhood Robyn wouldn't, I want a poster now. I want boy band poster, like a giant poster autographed by everyone in the cast or just the boy band.
Right.
But like really cheesy poses in the weirdest setting. I mean, honestly, the Hawaiian shirts are great, but like, can you make it weirder? You know what I mean? Like, where else can we take this? Where you guys are in Canada wearing Hawaiian shirts. That's weird, but Canadian.
Listen,
so
the answer to that.
Oh, a merch hoodie. Okay.
Yeah. The answer to that.
That's a comment in the chat.
Oh, merch hoodie. Okay. Yeah. The answer to that
hoodie
question
seems normal.
The answer to the can you make it weirder question is always yes. Unequivocally yes, always. And the movie itself does get quite weird at points. So in an accessible way, I would say, not in a way that you're like, what, you know, like this is now there's like an alien boy band and they're facing off in this like intergalactical dance off to save the planets from extinction, which to be honest is a great idea for a sequel.
That sounds great. So I would watch that. That's not what the movie's about. That's a shit. Okay. All right. Well.
No. Yep, sorry, another disappointed
the bar way
customer.
Too high.
Yeah, so
I really like the idea. There is a single boy in a city full of girls, and he rises above and creates his own city full of boys.
Right. God.
I don't even know what that's supposed to be.
That sounds
questionably. So I don't write.
Terrible. That's not a place I want to live in. That's not a reality that I want to face.
But then there's like a girl-boy war, you know, like back in the day of boys having cooties and girls having cooties, and
And then do you get your cootie shot on time? And it's like COVID, but boy-girl style. Oh, so funny.
Okay.
There could be something
all right.
there. Yeah.
We're just gonna make 20 spin-offs now, and they're all just gonna get substantially crazier and crazier.
I'm gonna do
each
Girl
one,
City.
so.
I'm gonna cast anyone who wasn't considered for your movie, and
Right. That's fair. It's what.
I can't stop bringing it up. I'm trying really hard not to. I honestly don't care. For those that don't know, I'm funny.
Yeah.
Because I'm hilarious, but I kind of do. I kind of die on the inside. But you know what I really love, and I love that you guys work together. This group of boy city people. I keep saying boy band because it is a boy band in Boy City, very meta.
No,
but I love that you guys work together before, and then you just, I love that. And you're like, okay, now we're doing a movie, and we all have that chemistry. That's special.
Yeah, I mean the real joy of this entire experience was being able to kind of fulfill this decades-long friendship that we as a group have had, and the work that we used to do together as a sketch comedy troupe in our 20s. And there's a lot in the movie that mirrors our experience navigating that space and navigating the industry that we all exist in, and what does it mean to pursue the thing that you love, your passion, and in a business that isn't necessarily the most forgiving. And how do your friendships, how are they affected by that? So we were able to draw on a lot of real experiences, and then have, like you said, that built-in chemistry where, on the first day of shooting, our gaffer, I think, came up to me and was like, he's like, you guys are really good actors. Like, it really feels like you've known each other your whole lives. And we're like, well, yeah, it's because we have. So it made for a really easy, although it was exhausting, and we worked a long, it was a marathon shoot over 3 weeks. We worked very long hours and really pulled up our socks to get the thing done, because it has, as you'll see, there's some complicated sequences that we had to shoot within the project. But the fact that we all, the five of us who comprise the band, have this shorthand and this chemistry and friendship, we were able to anchor the piece, and I think it shines through. And it's just also so exciting for people who've known us for a long time to be able to, and supported us back then, to now be able to see this project. It's very gratifying and rewarding and exciting, and I feel super lucky because it's not every day that you get to make something, period, and then to make it with your best friends it's like almost unheard of. So yeah, really, really fun stuff.
That was so special. I know, that's so, it's true though, because also the timing of getting everyone together is so challenging, especially because people, they get a little success and it's like, oh, I'm happy you're doing well, but can you come back for my thing? Not saying that, oh, that sounded bad. I meant that in a good way, so just pretend it's good. Okay.
No, I know what you mean. And these are things that, so like the movie is a comedy. It's a big, broad comedy. There are, really silly jokes, hopefully really hilarious set pieces and like I said, music and dance sequences. But they're at the core of it, there are all of these questions that are being asked about, at what point does if you have an opportunity, but you've been working with these guys for so long, and how does that then affect the dynamic, or how do you balance those things? And it's been a really interesting, kind of therapeutic in a way experience to like live out this story while doing the thing that the characters in the movie are doing. Like, it's like a pursuit of a career, which is what the movie is about, while we're pursuing our careers, by making the movie. So it is very meta in that way. But I think every great, I'm not the arbiter of what's great or what's not, but I think for me, I enjoy comedies that do have some heart, that do have something to say, and have that aren't just anchored on jokes and gimmicks and pratfalls and whatever, that there is actually something a little bit deeper, and I think our movie has that.
I'm going to ignore the bias and just agree because I haven't seen it. But I do think there is something with comedy and getting messages across, right? Because people are laughing, but also to take that time and like insert message, people won't be aware, but we're kind of doing more than making you laugh. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you have to tell a story, and I think I wasn't interested in just a movie about these guys trying to make it as a boy. Like, that story, I think we've seen that story, maybe not necessarily in this iteration, but we've seen that story. And I think in order to make it more accessible, in order to have a wider appeal, there needs to be something else anchoring it, which is why there are themes of friendship and loyalty and, what does it mean
dragons.
And dragons
yes.
and 10-year-old Robyn hating boy bands. There's also cameos by, listen, guys, you come to this movie,
you have to.
You see this movie. Yeah, if you come to the Royal or you see the movie, I mean, there's no telling who. We have the great,
Matt, you're one of the best storytellers out there, according to ACOS 2030.
Oh, well, that's another friend of mine, so thank you, Akosia, who is also in the movie, I should say. A brilliant, talented, exuberantly talented, exceedingly talented, I should say, actress, Akosia Amoedem. If you're watching this, follow her. She's incredible.
She just
sweet that
wanted the shout out. I see what you're doing. I see how you're playing this Instagram live game. No, I'm joking.
It's very sweet for my friends to be supporting right now. Akosia is actually in Ghana, so she's watching 5 hours ahead of us.
Wow.
So that's exciting. Yeah. This is Robyn. She's really great. You'll all meet, guys. This is on the we're all gonna hang out.
Yeah, because she's flying in from Ghana to be at the Royal. When is this? December 28th at 7 p.m. Oh my gosh! I should totally go to see Boy City at the Royal. December 28th, 7 p.m.
Yeah. When is it? Yeah, it's December 28th at the Royal, 7 p.m. Get there. We are. So I should mention, we are, I would say, dangerously close to not having any more tickets available. So
whoa, that sounds really bad. You should really get your ticket. Oh my god.
That's not a lie. That's not a lie.
No, I know. And actually, because I delivered it, it sounded like a line, and that was my problem. Like, oh, hey, Matt, we have 2 left in stock, and you should get it quick. That's how I would say that if I was on the shopping channel selling things. That's why I don't do the shopping channel. Now, that being said, how many tickets we have left? Like 2? You should buy them now? What? Okay.
They're very, very few. Very, very few. So there's a link available.
Is it assigned seating? Is it or you just show up?
No,
you should show up. Should I be there at 5:30?
It's old.
Okay.
Old school. Yeah, we're not. This is not a Cineplex sponsored event. Like there's no assigned. But I love. See, this is I'm such a movie person. I love going to the theater, and why they didn't have that why that's a more modern invention is news to me, because there was always so much angst about, okay, we need to get there early in order to get the seats, and now you just buy your tickets ahead of time and you get your assigned seating. It's such a more efficient way to go about things anyway. But no, sadly this is an old school event. So yeah, the doors are at 7. Get there, get there as early as you can. And,
what's nice about the Royal? You're recreating the movie anxiety we used to have before COVID. Whole oh my gosh, I have to make sure to get there on time because I can't have my assigned seat. We're going old school. We're going boy band old school. We're going old movie theater style old school.
Yeah. We're just taking it back.
What's the dress code? What do I wear my ugly sweater? Although Christmas is over, so what are we feeling?
I think just do what your heart tells you to. Express yourself.
Okay. Feeling wedding gown. Yeah, I've only worn that once, so whip it out. Okay.
Oh my, yeah. It's you in a wedding dress, honestly,
Yeah.
that would,
That's
I think,
what's gonna happen.
because I would pretend like I didn't know you. I'd be like, people would be like, who's the woman in the wedding dress? I'm like, I've never seen this person before in my life.
But I have
Like,
to fully. I gotta wear like a weird hat that doesn't go with it, like a hat that says "Happy Birthday." You know those crazy hats.
like a novelty,
Like a
novelty
novelty
top hat or
hat,
something.
and then
Yeah.
a boa. And I'm gonna have tattoos in honor of your character,
Sure.
so I'm gonna make sure
For
to go to
sure,
the
yeah.
tattoo parlor. Even though there's options to
Yeah,
not get permanent ones, I'm gonna get
no.
permanent like Matt's face all over my arms.
Yeah. You're
That's
incredibly
location for a face.
You're
Dedicated. Yes.
Yeah, you're a dedicated. Oh, bye, Kos. You're a dedicated person. You're a very method. That's the one thing. Because when we worked together, you were playing a reporter, and it's weird that you just kept putting a mic in my face and asking me questions even when we weren't filming.
I know.
So,
well, you have to. I really wanted to get in character.
it has been said you are the Daniel Day-Lewis of Toronto acting and live chats and physio. And what other things do you do? I feel like you do a lot of things.
I do way too much. I'm not okay. It's a rough time for. I like to do a lot of things. Yeah, that's why when people ask if anyone wants me to not like them, just ask, what do you do? And be like, I'm never talking to you again. Good day, sir. No, but I wouldn't be that mean. But I don't know how to respond to that. You know what I like? Depends on the day. Depends what projects are passionate about at that time. Yeah. I have a in Liam Neeson, I have a specific set of skills like that. I can't do Liam Neeson, but that kind of I'm looking forward to eventually finding a project where I can finally use every single one of my random skills. It'll be so thrilling. Oh, what a feeling.
So let's go through. So you have actor.
Yeah. I do comedian now. I lead with comedian.
Comedian?
Because people find that more impressive. Yeah.
Comedian, actor, podcast hoster,
producer, yes, as well.
Producer, physiotherapist. What else do we got?
I do dabble in
excellent. I was gonna say excellent sweater wearer.
Thank you. The ones I whip it out.
You dabble in.
Well, I dabble in the writing every now and then when I'm like, I need to film something, so I should write it for myself. And then back in the day, I used to be a Disney princess, so that was fun. So
What do you mean back in the day? So you actually you would go to parties or you would be hired?
Yeah, you dress up as the princess and you go to the kids' homes and they think you're from Arendelle or wherever else. Arendelle was big. God, I really wanted to be Belle. This is a whole untapped trauma that we're going into now.
Is Arendelle frozen? Is that
yes,
what
it is. Everyone wanted to build a snowman.
So were you Anna or were you
I
was
Elsa? Yeah.
So you put on a
had the
wig
blonde wave
and everything?
whole thing. It did.
Yeah.
No, I dyed my hair. I went full method. Every time I was Elsa, it totally paid enough that I would dye my hair.
Okay, well
every time.
We figured out how.
From there to Ariel, I would go from Elsa to redhead, and Sleeping Beauty's a blonde, so you kind of get the in between phase. Yeah.
Well, we figured out what you're wearing to the show now, the screening. Because if you don't, I'm not letting you. I'm going to tell.
Oh my God! Don't say that because
I'm going to tell security if there's going to be a woman showing up dressed as a Disney princess, and and escort her to her seat in the front row, and you're going to introduce the movie because I didn't know that about you. That's hilarious. That's amazing and hilarious. But
thank you.
And we used to have this so amongst the guys who play the boy members of Boy City, we would have a debate. That's probably it's a weird debate to have, and maybe not the most. I don't know what the appropriate way to say it would be, but we would say
this is being recorded.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Well, we would say who do you think was the most attractive of the Disney princesses? And we would have an intense debate.
Yeah.
About who it was, but the way that our dynamic would work, there's 5 of us, 4 of us would ultimately be in one camp, and then we always have this one of our members.
The outlier.
He always has a dissenting opinion. So, the consensus was Belle. I mean, her name is Belle. She is the most attractive Disney princess.
Which is French for pastry, of course. Yeah.
Belle is see, I don't like I didn't retain anything from French classes growing up, so this is
Okay.
I did not like. I gotta be honest. Like I'm thrilled we're in this lane, and I'm staying in You as a Princess because I could give a shit about the movie now, but this was not what we did not cover this in our pre-chat, so
I know.
That's so you can sing.
I can. I can.
Look at
Yeah.
you.
I do a lot of random voices. I have a booth here that's kind of collecting dust because I can't summon the courage to put it all on a demo. But yes,
Okay.
I do the
So
voices.
another beautiful friend of mine just said Jasmine always wins. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Jasmine.
I mean,
100%,
like she's a
yeah.
princess, you know. Like I
But
get
they're all
everyone has the fantasy.
Yeah, they're all
Is Belle
princesses.
like Belle's common
she's,
folk turned princess? She's like Meghan
right.
Markle.
Yeah, but
Kate, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Jasmine has the right attitude. She wears the right thing. She's got the big eye. Like she's friends with a tiger. She's got a lot of.
Ooh, the tiger is key.
Jasmine is number one. Yeah.
Okay,
Jasmine
here's the thing, and this
sure.
is what I want to incorporate in stand-up because I have so many questions with so many scenes in Disney, and I know it's been done, but there was a really questionable scene from Aladdin. Like near the end, do you know the movie Aladdin? I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm assuming you do. But like,
wait, what?
There's something in the end when like Jafar is getting his wish, and like Jasmine's in like a different outfit, like in handcuffs, like forcing him to like she's force feeding an apple. I'm like, this is a really weird thing to make kids watch.
Oh
like,
no,
it's really weird, man. You ever think of that?
Well,
like you go, what?
Well,
Did we make them?
I'm very amused by the fact that you're, are you familiar with the 1992 release of the Disney animated feature Aladdin? As if like I lived in a bunker during my entire childhood. Like, of course I know Aladdin. Yes, I know exactly.
Right. My husband doesn't know a lot of Disney, so that's why. And then I would joke that he lives in a bunker. I get it, but not everyone knows Disney, and I don't want anyone to feel upset that they're not part of society. But we want, and I will make him watch Disney. This is going to be our Christmas. He doesn't know. But you
have to screen if he has. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's like a. To me, that's like a deal breaker. If we can't vibe on Disney, then
it's a shame because Mike was really interested in you, and this is
right. Yeah.
It is what it is. So well. Okay. Well, now we know it's a turn off. Yeah.
So Disney princess, and you were trying to set me up with your husband. I'm confused, Robyn. What are we?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I was making a joke for a third, and then it never go, and now I had to spell it out, and now it's recorded for everyone to hear. It was very funny in my head.
You're on your own.
Moving on from there. Yes. So Disney princess. I also every now and then, 10 years I taught group fitness. So I would teach Zumba and like other classes.
Okay.
And apparently that is cool. But it's so exhausting when you teach a fitness class and you have to give all this energy out.
Yeah.
And then like it's so much, it's like when you teach anything, you have to like know something. And then, so that's why like it's when you're doing, I don't know if you find this, like, cause you had multiple hats for Boy City. Do you find that it was just really hard to do more than one job? Cause you wrote it, you produced it, or you helped produce it with Sean and I believe it was Mariah Owen. Mariah.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I think so the answer to the question is yes, but not in a way that felt overwhelming or distracting. I think for me, the fun sort of learning experience that I gained from actually being an actor in it while having written it and having produced it is like I do find myself kind of watching, being like, okay, are they getting the words right? Is this are we on track here?
Yeah.
Did we get off course? But no, I mean, I think it's when you have, and the reason I asked, all the qualities and different interests you have is when you can take all those things and apply it to a creative project, it becomes second nature, becomes easy to work through. Like there was there was never a moment during filming where I felt like we weren't exactly on the same page, or we didn't know the movie we were making. So I didn't have to micromanage anything. Everyone who was part of the cast and crew got what we were doing, knew the tone that we were after. And that was a luxury of being able to work with friends. You know, like we shot at a really interesting point in the summer of 2021. So we were still deep in the pandemic, and at a point where a lot of people hadn't worked in a while because things hadn't been shooting. So we were able to get incredibly talented people to show up and do a day on the film, you know, at less than their regular rates because they were passionate about the project or were friends of ours or both. And so for me, I was able to just, you know, take the producer hat off, take the writer hat off, unless we needed to. Like, there were some moments where we needed to adjust scenes based on location, based on, okay, we're not going to be able to get that location that we wanted, or someone's not going to be able to show up for this time, so we have to maneuver around that. But ultimately, it wasn't something that felt distracting. It was, okay, I'm in good hands because the people making this are all incredible at what they do, and then the people that we were fortunate enough to cast in the movie knew exactly what we were going after and what the tone was. So it just made for a really joyful experience. And again, one I feel, you know, if you're going to have your first feature be produced, to have everyone be on the same page and be not only a fan of yours, but a fan of the material, I was really lucky, and I feel, again, like really blessed to have had that be the first opportunity. And that's ultimately now what I'll chase, is trying to get back to, you know, doing projects with people I love, really.
It helps. It really does help. I know I've been on sets where people are vibing and everyone wants to be there and no one has an attitude, and it's really lovely. It really is. It makes a difference.
Totally.
I want to do better. Like, I don't ever want to do a bad job, but I want to be part of the community, you know, and I want to, like, I find when I'm on those sets, I'm like, can I help do other things? Because I know I'm supposed to act, but I'm like, I love this. I love this group.
Yeah.
I want to be part of this.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, you know, like we're going to have this screening at the Royal, and it's going to be a lot of family and friends and people in the community.
28, 7 p.m., of course. Yes, yes.
There you go. Thank you. Every time I say it, you're right there with the drop, which is awesome. But
tickets are going fast. Get your ticket, of course. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm not kidding. They're very close to selling out. So to be able to, I think, you know, like we were at Whistler for the film festival. That's where it had its world premiere, and that was amazing, and so fortunate for that opportunity. But to be able to screen this very specific project for our friends and family, a lot of whom we share connections with, is, you know, almost like the pinnacle, the icing on the cake in so many ways. So it's I hope it translates within the film. I think it does, but there really is that sort of core joy and excitement and camaraderie that, you know, that was present during the shooting, that I think translates into the movie.
It's exciting, and I think if, you know, a bunch of friends and family are in the audience, everyone's gonna love it. So there you go. That's why I'm going, just to really, like, neutralize everything. Yeah. I gotta really up my hate game, but I got a week to prep. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, you're wearing whatever you're wearing your Elsa costume. We've settled that.
I don't have it anymore. I used to work for a company and they gave me the costume. How much can I invest in being a Disney princess? Yeah, I don't have my own company. I live downtown Toronto. That would take up the whole closet.
Did you audition for that? Like, did that? Like,
oh yeah, you have to. You go in. You go. You sing songs. You do the princess like stance, and and then you try on the costumes, and they take pictures of you. And I go, this is so funny. Again, the community to me was silence. It was great. Yeah. Then you have to learn the autographs of all the Disney princesses. So you sign them and give it to the birthday. You crown the birthday girl. It's a lovely ceremony, the coronation ceremony. And
did anyone ever? Did any child ever call you out and were like, you're not Elsa, or you're not.
The bigger kids, you know, when there's a younger sibling, the bigger kids that kind of know, but I think their parents told them beforehand, don't ruin it. Yeah. The grandparents are fun. They, but it's, I'm going to not say my thoughts, but depends on the crowd. But I always found with pets and like really young kids, especially with the costume that was sequency, they love to touch. And so that was fun. They were young. They didn't know, but like, you know, I wanted to report them because, you know, something, say something, but it just didn't seem like the right time.
all I know is that you have now there's such an interesting story in that. I think you have
definitely,
you must have a ton of material, but I think we've cracked it, Robyn. She's a Disney princess part-time. She's a physiotherapist part-time. She does improv and stand-up the rest of the time. She's got this like enigmatic husband named Mike who hasn't seen Disney movies, and there's just there's a lot to mine from this. So if you don't write it, I will.
There is something there. It's true. That sounds like a couple years of my life where I'm like, why am I doing 5 jobs? I'm so tired. But yes, that is it was fun. It was
for this purpose.
It was an experience.
It was to have this conversation.
Chat for this because in 2022 I would be having this talk, and I thought you know what, there is something to what you're saying. Like there are projects that I've done that I'm like, oh, I don't know why I did this. And then I look back and I go, oh my God, I learned so much from this. Or, you know, even if I didn't learn, it's like, look how much I've grown from this project. Yeah. So that's when that's a nice way of framing things. And I'm like, oh, I really didn't like that project.
Yeah. Well, I think it, you know, again, I don't feel like I'm in a position to be an authority on anything really, but when it, you know, one of the interesting experiences dealing with this film and the story of writing this script and, you know, being able to make it with my best friends and have this really unique experience, you know, it's been interesting to to tell people that story and hear them immediately respond with, oh, okay, cool. So you just did it. And now I feel inspired to do my own thing. And I think that it's very gratifying and flattering, but it's also very instructive. Like, you know, there's all this, you know, confusing information about, okay, what does the marketplace want, and what should I do to make money, or what script should I work on? And I think the reality is just do something that, you know, that fans your flames, that feeds your soul, and work on something that means something to you, because at the very least, even if it never happens, you will have had that experience and have that, you know, catharsis in that process. And this is all very like high-minded shit that like is probably not
it's
like too heavy for like the conversation.
Heavy.
But
if you had watched my previous 2 chats, this is not a heavy conversation.
Yeah,
so you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. They were heavy.
I'm like a weird chaser.
I know.
For like 2 conversations.
Today, I'm like,
it's like
seems a little inappropriate.
It's like the Holocaust and the Holocaust
there was rape,
and an abuse survivor. I'm like, and then this like, guy here,
and promoting a movie
about boy
bands. Why I need it. Anyone want to produce my chats? Please feel free, because I don't know what I'm doing. Like getting ready for today. I'm like,
all the new subscribers.
Inappropriate.
Yeah, all the new subscribers you got from those see this chat and are like, okay, this is not what we expected. Unfollow, unsubscribe.
Really lately, that's what's happening, and I'm like, that's fair, because I clearly don't know what I'm doing. Like if someone was following for a certain direction, I'm like, okay.
No, you're a woman who wears many hats, as we've covered extensively throughout this conversation. So you can do both things. Me.
I'm not a hat person. I have the toque for the winter because my ears get cold, but I'm not a hat person. I don't know, maybe, why can't I be a woman who wears different pants? Maybe because I only wear a couple, but maybe shirts. I feel like I've had to wear a lot of shirts for these chats, really going through my wardrobe. But that's actually what happened. I ran out of shirts, and I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm putting on an ugly sweater. It's the holidays. Yeah.
This is the time to do it.
It is.
But yeah, so I think there's something instructive in that too. Like, we don't have, like it's easy to try to stay in a lane, or it's easy to get pigeonholed as one thing or the other, or where do I put my focus in? I think, you can have chats with, dummies like me about comedy films, or people who, have real things to say about real issues. I mean, and that's, again, as I am in the very early stages of hopefully a long career, I want to make things that are entertaining and make people laugh, but also have the potential to move people, have the potential to bring some sort of, ideally some type of relatability or universality to them. And that's, we can wear whatever, whether it's hats, pants, shirts,
piece of clothing.
Robyn, we can wear whatever piece of clothing that we need to. We can do it all. We can have it all.
Free not to have clothes. Okay. As we've learned from your character, you don't necessarily have to have clothing.
Right.
Again,
yes.
Full nude. The Royal, December 28th, 7 p.m. Full frontal in front of friends and family.
Yeah. There's full dong. just dong. It's
very brave. It's very brave.
Yeah. We thought, how do we trick people to think the movie's innocent and then just display a series of dongs? And this has gone to a point
but here's the thing, Boy City, because you're already telling us, you're prepping us ahead of time what we should expect. So are they men? We don't know. It looks like a boy. Okay.
Oh my God. Looks like a boy. What are you inferring, Robyn? Is that a commentary?
I was inferring exactly what you're thinking. That was.
Yeah. We don't have to elaborate on
Moving
that.
Moving
on
from that. I really push this chat because you're a comedian and I like to see how far I can take things. So that's fun for me. Apologies for anyone that doesn't know this is comedy. I feel like I have to keep apologizing. No, fuck it. I'm not Canadian today. No apologies. But I will, the one thing I did want to ask too, and I struggled with this when I try and write something that's comedic, is how did you kind of manage to stick to the script versus improving? Because I've been falling into an improv trap.
I don't think that's a trap. I think that when you have a company of actors who are not only gifted at reciting lines, but also have the ability to improvise and create things in the moment that oftentimes enhance what you've written, you let that happen. So for our film, there are, I would say, we didn't have the luxury of, you hear stories about Judd Apatow or other famous comedic creators who are like, okay, we're going to shoot what's written and then we're just going to go and we're just going to, record, we're just going to shoot these takes being improvised. And we didn't have the luxury or the time to be able to do that. But because, again, of the familiarity that we had as a company of performers, there are moments, some of my favorite moments in the film were improvised or were feeding lines to people. And you go, I think the rule of thumb should always be you go with whatever is the funniest and whichever joke plays the best. So, as the writer, you can't really be precious about that sort of thing unless it's something that you're like, no, this is designed for a very specific reason. And I think when it comes to plot mechanics or the overall story, it's kind of impossible to mess with that because you have schedules and locations and all these things. But in a moment, you come up with something and it lands, you keep it. So and we were fortunate again to have most of the actors be really familiar with each other before we were shooting, and then even when they weren't so familiar, we encouraged that type of spontaneity and improv. So it was a lot of fun. For me, I'm like, this is great. This is free rewriting on the spot, which is which is a lot.
Well,
do
they get a writer's credit? That's why I'm here. I want to fight for the writers. Okay.
Exactly. Thank you, Robyn. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking out for my other actors that I don't even know yet, but I will. Okay.
Yeah. Well, everyone's gonna meet you.
Oh my god! Because I'm gonna bring a poster and I'm gonna can I be a hired fangirl Oh my God, I love this for me. Please print off a giant poster, and I will need to fangirl and get everyone's autographs as if they were a boy band. And we'll just like start throwing random clothing at them, not just hats. Oh, this is fun. We'll talk offline. This could be a thing. And anyone that buys their ticket now can be part of it. Buy your ticket. The Royal, December 28th, 7 p.m.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about that. We'll set that up, Rob. We'll hire you to do that.
Okay, you actually look like you're looking your eye lines off as if someone's like, okay, just finish talking to her and leave. And it's really fun visually for me to look at.
No, there's a whole team of people here that have been very patiently waiting. I've got staff on call 24/7. I've got, just a team that follows me around, make sure that I'm presentable, make sure that I look good, make sure that I'm, that they're over here telling, like, whenever I signal over here, they're like, okay, yeah, does that mean she's asking you a weird question? And I'm like, no, she could be, maybe she's not.
That's why you've been off the whole,
have I been off the, well, it's because my setup initially
it was just near the end, and I thought, is he okay? Is someone feeding him cue cards?
I was trying to do a bit, because you were like, yeah, we'll talk about you hiring me offline, and I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll talk about that, because that's going to happen.
It is going to happen.
No, that's not going to happen. What's going to happen is you're coming as a Disney princess. That's what's happening. There's no debate.
I will only come as a Disney princess if you rap at the opening. So I have to be greeted with only you rapping. However you rap, I don't know. I haven't seen you rap because I haven't seen the film. It's very upsetting. It's very hard to promote. No, it's not actually. The trailer alone. I think that's what happened. I think I saw, and that's like, I want to take it back to you saying like, you're not. Like, I know I had the other two guests before and you were kind of like, oh, I'm not serious, but you've done something really amazing here. I'm going to be serious. It's very hard for me, but I am. Because you wrote something which half the people, more than half, like how many people finish what they're actually writing? I don't know stats. I'm making them up, but you wrote something, then you produced it, found a team, put it out there. It's a feature film. Oh my God. I can't even do like a short. So you know what, like you figured out, you've just taken this huge step. And you went to a film festival, the Whistler Film Festival, you're having a screening. This is huge. This is what people know. Like, there's so many steps along the way and all the things that you're not talking about. And, like, all the behind-the-scenes work that people don't know and don't appreciate. And I'm not saying, like, oh, they're the worst, they don't appreciate, but they don't understand it because they haven't done it. And it's a lot. Like, this is so much. Yes,
thank you, Robyn. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
no, but it's really commendable, and it's like if someone were to say write a feature, I'd be like, oh God, or like make a feature. I'm like, I don't know, what do you do?
Well, thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. I think it's something that I have been reflecting on in preparation for the screening next week, and the movie's going to be released on demand. Whether it's your Rogers or your Shaw, it's going to be available on iTunes to rent, and YouTube and Google Play and all those places.
Oh, the songs, yes, because there's a musical component.
Well, the songs will be on Spotify soon too. But now that, it's been a long process to get to this point, and I think, as you know, like there is, and this is covered in the movie too. There is this kind of underlying component of what we do for a living of, okay, well, what's the next thing going to be? What's the next thing going to be? I'm constantly trying to be employed, frankly, and being able to, in recently as we get closer to actually being able to share the movie, being able to take a step back and feel proud of the achievement is becoming easier for me to do, and I'm just so proud of not only the product that we made, but the experience that we had. Like, so what was the funnest day on set for you is being asked by our film's first AD, and my homie Diego, who kept our set running literally, for in the parlance of his. He's a young guy, so I'll use the parlance of his times and say like a true G on set. He kept us organized and kept us going. I think like I've heard this from a few different people where that was the most fun set that they've ever been on. And so for me, regardless of how the film is received and what may or may not come of it, I'm forever grateful for that experience, for meeting the people I met on that film, developing the relationships I did that now feel like they're going to be lifelong friendships, and having that experience is fantastic. And I would say that if there are creatives out there who run into the same level of insecurity and self-doubt and can just feel themselves overwhelmed by the industry of it all, like, just do the thing, just do it, make it happen, sit down, finish it, or you start it, and you never know what can happen, and at the very least you'll be able to say that you accomplished it. And that, I think there's a lot of value in that, and I hope that if there's anything we can take away from this conversation, it's A, Robyn was a Disney princess, and B, just there's no reason to not do what you love to do. So
just do it, Boy City.
Just do it. Yeah. Yeah,
great
but
slogan.
That's not a slogan. That's not a slogan.
No.
Yeah.
Have you thought of using that
slogan before?
No.
I'm thinking, we were talking about merch earlier. Like, just do it seems like A, like pretty solid, and B, like nothing we would get sued for.
Yeah.
So
there you go. This is why we had the chat. A lot of potential.
Yeah, just do it. Robyn, you're just full of ideas, and I will be putting your name on that as well, on the patents. So
thank you.
If and when Nike does decide to take us for everything we're worth, it's both of us.
I will start using my married name after that, and that's I don't know who this Robyn Deverett girl is. It sounds like a weirdo.
Never heard of her.
No, not a person. I think she died in a fire recently. Wow, that got dark. And this is why we end the chat. It's a shame. Like, I always think of those movies. There was a scene in Miss Congeniality where she was asked a question and she answered brilliantly, and then she had her little zinger at the end that ruined her answer. And that's what I think these chats are.
Yeah.
I think, like, they're really great and there's little bits of wisdom, and then I throw in weirdness to make it just not, just like questionable. Right. So that's what I think this was, and I loved it.
Well, we'll cut
very questionable content. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll listen. You do it so charmingly, so I think we will forgive you for. You do have. I think that you do have that sort of pleasant, positive, like everything is wonderful aura to you that I think is probably what the producers
I'm such a talented
of the
actor. I hate life.
The Disney princess team that hired. I'm never gonna let this go. By the way, this is just.
That's. You know what? I love telling people my past, and then like they latch on to things that I wouldn't think are interesting. Like, I don't know. I feel like every girl that was doing musical theater, like, add this to your skill set, and I go, okay, yeah, sure. Let's. It's not a hard transition, and it's paid well. For the time, it still pays pretty decent for. I mean, they don't really factor in hair and makeup and transit time, but still.
Which you have to cover that yourself. They don't have a. There's not a bunch of like
there's not a van,
friendly.
and we're not pimp. Like, there's not a pimp for Disney princesses, which there should be.
That's
also really funny. No.
There's not like and then like a bunch of friendly woodland animals don't show up and like, we're gonna apply.
I mean,
Robyn's
they
makeup and do her
but
hair,
like,
and that's
a lot of
great.
allergies.
My
building doesn't allow animals, so I had to.
It's tough.
Yeah, it was, and like the carpet. We used to have carpet. It's ruined. They just don't clean the way they use. It's very inconsiderate animal house guests. Very rude.
Right. The perils of being a Disney princess. Well,
it really is.
Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed our conversation.
I know we've gone over the hour. Apologies.
Well,
okay.
That's fine. Listen, it was bound to happen.
It was necessary.
It was necessary, but yes, just to put a pin in it. Boy City is the name of the film. You can find us at Boy City Movie. We are going to be available for digital rental through VOD, iTunes, Google Play, on YouTube, all of those different avenues.
Only if you've seen the movie. Only if you've seen it. Only if you've gone to the screening. That's how it works.
Well, again, I wasn't blowing smoke. The screening is very close to being sold out. So if you aren't able to get a ticket on time, the movie will be available to rent. I highly encourage you to watch it. It's a really fun movie, a really fun time. And I do.
So wait, do we not have to promote this at all because it's doing so well? Why are we doing this chat?
No.
Seems like it's sold out pretty much. What a waste of time.
No,
you know how tired I am? Okay.
Oh my God. All right, we're cutting it off.
I don't even have to do this. You're fine. Okay.
No, we need.
Oh my God, I feel like I've razzed you so hard. I know. No, I think people needed to know about the film. It was great.
Yeah, well, you called me. Yeah, I mean, you immediately called me out for being
I saw
for
the
being
trailer, and I'm like, we need to talk. Okay.
But then you said I was a floating head, and I was like,
I don't see it so much anymore. Your lighting has changed, or maybe my lighting has changed. I never know. These window chats affect my lighting. I literally sit by my window. I'm very dependent on the window light. It is a darker light. I cannot control. I'm gonna chat with God. We'll see what we can do.
Was that an intentional rhyme? You just dropped.
Did I rhyme?
Yeah, you just dropped a bar, like a legit bar. You said something about.
Yeah, I got hidden skills, yo.
See this is how I Hannibal Lecter you into being the one who has to rap. So.
Okay, now my thrills.
I know you'll do
Here
it.
I go with my skills and. Yeah, but I would do it weird. Like I wouldn't. If it was a role, I would fully commit to it. But if someone asked me to do it impromptu, you know, like when someone goes, "Tell me a joke, you're funny," and I go, "Well, here's a dark joke, and you're gonna regret asking me to tell you a joke."
So that's what you can expect on the 28th. Dark jokes, Disney princesses, and maybe dongs.
Maybe.
Is that maybe?
Maybe
Who
free
knows?
merch. Maybe poster signing. Maybe albums.
Not
even CDs, albums, old school albums.
That would be a perfect way to, like, if we actually did have a merch budget, like to have old school CD, like, you know, because it's not like we had streaming in the early 2000s. We needed to buy CDs. So
no reserved seats in the movie theater. Here are your CDs. There's no streaming. I want I want 90s candy. I want that.
Like
what am I saying? Like Nerds. Do they still have Nerds in the theater?
So delicious.
Anything that's gonna ruin your teeth, and then we'll give out dentist cards. Maybe I'll get a dentist to sponsor it. That's very nice. Okay. That's a solid cross promotion there. Yeah.
This film is brought to you by Dr. Berenstein and Associates. Yeah. Berenstein.
Oh, God. Now I thought of the Berenstein Bears.
The Bears.
That was
That's exactly where I went.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what my
cool.
we've been talking so much about Disney. I'm like, okay, we're gonna. My childhood, my inner child is like, you know, it's like, talk about Pogs and talk about Walkman.
Pogs. They were banned from my school. Yeah. Crazy Bones. I asked someone about Crazy Bones the other day, and like, what are you talking about? You sound crazy. And I go, oh. Yeah. Okay. Fine. That's fair. It was a weird concept.
No, it's great. Listen, we've covered it all. We
did. And then some.
This...
And for more coverage, go to the Roy, or just watch the movie so
rent
you can
the movie.
Talk about
rent the movie, and then message me and harass me and tell me that you loved it or hated it. I'm open to either. I keep telling people, you know, I want
strong feeling though, nothing in between. It was okay.
No.
We want strong emotions.
Yeah, no. We don't want meh or it was okay. It's like, did you love it?
Yeah.
Or did you hate it? But no, I think people will really enjoy it.
There you go.
Love it or list it. Yeah. But no, I think people will really enjoy it. It's a really fun movie.
Also a
slogan. That's one that I can use, right? Because it's not being used by anyone.
Yeah. Not
just
used
do it.
No.
Love or list it. I'm loving it. Those are all available for me to use in the marketing.
Easy breezy, beautiful Boy City.
Easy. Maybe it's Mabel Boy City. Okay, we're done. We're done. Okay. We're done, Robyn. We're done. We've exhausted it. People are tuning out now.
I know. That's fair. That's fair. I did too. I didn't know we were still talking online. So that was.
This happening.
Business. I know. I feel like I joked so much during this one. This was
really.
It was the holiday one. There was we had a party. I was like the naughty aunt that you don't want to talk to in the corner. Like, oh, she's sussy. But thank you so much for joining me.
No, thank you for having me.
Thank you everyone for watching live. Thank you for future viewers for watching. Happy holidays, everyone. This is officially the last Window Chats of 2022. So Matt, I'm honored that you were my guest. I know.
I am honored. Thank you for having me be the last person. Yeah, this is, it can only go up from here in 2023.
Yeah, exactly. The bar is set so low now that, who cares what season 7 is? Yeah. The
Well,
numbers don't even
congratulations.
make any sense. Oh, thank you.
No,
Thank you.
congratulations.
There's nothing about
this.
Yeah.
Is great. You
Thank
paid
you.
me a lovely compliment, so I'm going to return the compliment to you. This is such a great forum, and thank you for giving me the platform and everyone else you give the platform. I'm excited to see what you come up with next.
Thank you. Me too. Yeah, it's all over the place. You never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolate. Ooh, use that one.
It's another original concept. Yeah, I should
Boys
put that in a
City.
movie.
You never know what you're going to get.
Which is more accurate than you would think at this point. When you see the movie, you'll understand. Yeah, we should have a follow-up once you've seen it to be like, why, what, and how, and why. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
it's going to be good. Okay. Oh,
Thank you.
Last time I normally wave, but then in my last chat we did a high five. So I want to see if it works on Instagram Live. Okay, put your hand up towards your head, like so it's going. Yeah. No, not towards the screen. Up towards. Okay, ready? Slam it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like down.
That was.
Oh no,
yeah,
I'm going.
Okay.
Up.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you go up.
Here, no, we can do it better. Okay. 3, 2. Bam. Wait, what are you making me do? People are watching this.
Because I want to do like a high five. So
that's not a high five. That's not a high five. A high five is straight on. That's like a, like I don't know what that is. Yeah, that's a dab.
This is why I'm ending my season. This is the worst. This is just so bad. Okay.
Off the rails. Just truly off the rails. Bye, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.
Boy City movie for release December 27th on VOD and iTunes and all those other places, and then The Royal December 28th. It's a fun boy band movie, and Robyn's going to show up and be a disaster at the screening. So
it's going to be exciting.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.